Everyone, my name is Scott. I am known as Vorlin on the Explain.org forums, and today we're going to be taking a look at how to get an object out of Explain and into Blender. Now, for quite a while we've been able to do the opposite. We've been able to export things from Blender into Explain, and of course, as many of you know, you're not looking at either right now. You're looking at SketchUp. The reason for that is that in order to get objects out of Explain and into Blender, we need to use SketchUp as a hopscotch tool. Basically, we're going to skip across a river and we're going to use SketchUp for the stone in the middle. Now, if you're advanced and you know all these things, here's what you need to know. Okay, you need to grab the SketchUp to Explain and the Explain to Blender scripts. You probably already have them. Then what you want to do at that point is you want to go into SketchUp here. You want to do a regular import. You want to save the SketchUp file. Then you want to turn around and export using a new script that I'm going to be showing everyone. Maybe you have it, maybe you don't. If you have it, you probably already figured out how to do this. You go into the extension warehouse, and this is for everyone, and type Blender. I'll be going over all this in a little bit. Lipid, OBJ exporter. This will send the file out, in a wavefront OBJ, which many of you already know Blender can work with. Ding, 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 you're in. The only thing is that once you're in Blender, it'll look like it's gray. You have to look at it in a textured or rendered viewport in order for it to make use of the MTL file. If you're advanced, you pretty much understand everything I just said. Have a nice day. Get out. Go import some models or something. All right, for everyone else, first thing you want to do is you're going to want to head on over to .org, explain.org. You want to go to the forum home, downloads, utilities, find SketchUp to Explain. That's this thingy. Download that. Next, after that one, you want to go to Forums Engineering Department, 3D Modeling, and find the Explain to Blender script. Now, this script has been updated from a much older script. You get the new version by clicking on 33X. The reason it says 33X is he keeps changing it as he fixes bugs. It's pretty darn good now. It's gotten to that point. I think we're at 3310, and she's doing pretty well. So that's what you need in order to get this started. Now, of course, the other thing you need is some, you need some object files. Okay, you need some object files somewhere from something. So let's say we'll look at the Cessna 170B, and we're going to take that and we're going to import it into this SketchUp folder as a SketchUp file, and then we'll yank that into the exporter that will create the wavefront OBJ file and put that in here as well. Then we're going to load that into Blender. Okay, so let's get started. We open up SketchUp. As I mentioned before, you want to go to Window, wrong one, leaned on it, Window, Extension Warehouse. Once you're in the Extension Warehouse, type Blender. Sorry that my keys are so loud. I'm not beating on them, I swear. Lipid, OBJ exporter for SketchUp. Get it, love it. Then, once you have that, and you also have the SketchUp to Explain, you'll be able to click on Import. And, oh look, we're already at the Cessna 170B directory. How convenient. Yes. Okay, so we go into Objects. We do Object 1, which I happen to know is going to be the fuse and the wings. Don't ask how I know that. Be patient. This is not the fastest thing in the world. Be very patient. Okay, maybe you didn't have to be quite that patient. Now, once we have this, we need to save it. Save as. Okay, and this can get annoying sometimes. It will drag you very, very far away from where you want to be. Did I mention very far away from where you want to be? Let's call that the 170. Now once that's done, we go to the lipid exporter. This is a strange thing that it does. Don't worry about it. Saves it to a temporary file. That's okay. Now, we're already going to the SketchUp file, or the SketchUp folder, thankfully. 170 to blend. Okay. Now, at this point, you'll see this ignore backface. You may have seen it before you did this, but she will not start moving until you take care of that. All right. Now, we go into Blender. Right there. File. Import. Wavefront OBJ is one of the stock ones. I do not believe that you need to enable it. So, Wavefront OBJ. We work our way over to our SketchUp folder. Blender has this awesome thing with any recent folders that you've been to at all will be listed right here. Oh, it's sweet. Anyhow, in the SketchUp, 170 to blend. 3. Oh, didn't even make the countdown, did it? Okay, and there she is. Now, we take a look at her just with some solid. Looks gray. Here's one of the really nice things that I love. If you're fairly new to this model right here actually is nowhere near as smoothly made as it looks. It's very strange. Where are the rest of my tools? Aha, there you are. She's being rendered smooth. If you render without that extra smoothing, you can actually see where all the vertices are. I'm sorry, where all the faces are. Okay. But if you render smooth, cleans all that up. That's one of X-Plane's secrets that it does. And it's the reason that you can only get 9 vertices in your fuselage. Yes, yes, yes. Anyhow, here we are. Now, if you want to see the texture, as I mentioned, you got to go down here to Viewport Shading, bare minimum of textured. Okay, now that will allow you to see the texture right there. I don't know why it comes in with the orientation it does, but it does. Okay, and that's it. Really, you have imported your mesh, you have a texture on it, you are ready to go. You can start making tweaks, you can do whatever, and then when the time comes, you can export with that wonderful, wonderful script you've got called X-Plane Object. Now, be sure to read up on that. Be sure to go into the support forum for it. Be sure to read the manual a bit. You need to go to various layers and activate layers for this. It gets kind of crazy. So there's a bunch of excellent plane stuff here. Optimizing, debugging. If you click on Add X-Plane Layers, now you've got 20 different layers. It's the only way you're going to get anything out of here. And you individually tell them whether or not to export certain layers. It's not a simple thing. Okay, it's very workable. There are a lot of people that do it. The ability to get a mesh into Blender was the hard part for a lot of folks, believe it or not. And well, that's about it. Really, learn how to use this puppy. Get these things into here. Have yourselves a time. Take care.